Hello guys.
Welcome back to
Two GoodBis Instead of Hello.
Now on with the podcast.
White shirt, now red man.
Can we just start on how good Billie Eilish's new album is?
Are we advertising her now? For no profit.
Yeah, but like...
It's amazing though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Speechless, mate.
I like a few.
I like pretty much all of them.
Yeah, they're all quite catchy, but it's a few that I do really like that I could listen to.
Which one?
Zanny, I Love You.
What is it about them? I must be missing something.
It's just... Oh, it just hits your soul, man.
Cut that out.
No, I'm keeping it in. What, you coughing up a lot?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Cut it out. I like how if you just say something very offensive, I have to cut it out. So what you need to do essentially is if you do something embarrassing, just follow it up with something very bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's fucking really catchy, some of us, and like I can't get over when the party's over. That's been out for a while.
It's been over for a year.
Yeah, it's still a very nice song. But I do like I Don't Want to Be Me Anymore.
That's a completely different.
You?
That's a different album.
Yeah, no, but it's still good.
But I mean, I'm only looking forward to her music videos more than anything now.
I think no, she's a bit psychotic.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I think she's borderline in kind of.
No, it's not.
Very edgy.
Yeah, it's like edgy, but she's not psychotic.
Oh, well, we don't know that. We've got no.
Yeah, but like you can't because.
So it's demonic.
Demonic.
It is.
Okay, some of them are right. Where is it? Listen Before I Go. I think.
Take me.
What's no?
It's,
Wait, can I just say something? You know the song "Listen Before I Go."
You Should See Me in a Crown. That's the weirdest one on it.
No, it's the one I think you're on about is "Bury Your Friend."
No.
You Should See Me in a Crown is but she's literally wearing a crown with like a bunch of spiders.
Yeah, she's like, I mean, come on.
No, this is audio. No one knows what you just did.
Like spider-like movements, like robotic almost, really creeps me out.
Oh, which one is it? I think it's this one.
Illumina. Yeah, that's the cycle.
Give you love like ours.
I don't know, Mum.
It's a bit of a lonely tick, ain't you? Got that.
You don't know that I can just single out audio and just snip it off. I was telling you the other day, I said it'd be so funny if I just completely cut you out of a podcast. So it's just literally my voice. Just act like
there's nobody else there.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point in two buys instead of a lot? It'd be like one buy, sorry, he's dead.
Goes. Just it's only one buy today.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, bus driver.
Oh God.
I don't get the title there. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? I know it's a lyric in one of her songs. Which one is it?
Bury Your Friend.
Yeah, I thought so. She's psycho bitch. Sorry about that, Billy. Billy. That big gets me all over the phone.
I think she puts you on edge.
Yeah, she does. But that bit, but really makes my ears stand. Like, Billy. Like, really deep. I think it's Bury Your Friend.
I don't get this. This is apparently
it's weird. I don't think it is. It's introduction.
My Invisalign has...
I have taken out my Invisalign.
I have taken out my Invisalign, and this is the album.
She's got a weird voice, hasn't she?
That's not a real voice. It's okay, stop. Ugh.
Is that her auto-tune voice?
No, that's just a silly voice that she does. I've taken out my Invisalign. I can't do it.
She got rack of vocal cords doing that, you know.
Well, it's...
God, she don't want to end her career before it started.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, she's probably got a lot of money off these
150,000 net worth at the moment.
Yeah, that will go up anytime soon.
I think she's hit stardom quite quickly, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, I watched a video where I think it was like she did a Vogue interview in 2017 and she did one in 2018. I think in 2017 she had 200,000 Instagram followers, and then on the year,
That she did Vogue.
the next year, 2018, she did all the same questions, and I think her Instagram following then was like 6 million. And should we check her Instagram following right now?
It's probably up to again.
It's probably 14 mil, something like that. Yeah, 15.7 million.
Yeah. But have you seen Adele's following though? I've never seen anything like it.
Hundreds. 100 million.
I'm talking hundreds. That is...
31.8 million.
That's a lot though. And she doesn't follow anyone. She pays for that.
She pays.
Pays for to follow nobody.
She's paid.
Yeah, so it doesn't show who she follows.
What? Why?
Well, because she likes that
Privacy.
essence of privacy. It's like on her Facebook page, that's like another record. There's nothing on there about her though half the time. Really. It's just jokes.
I don't understand the celebrities, right? I guess my opinion's biased because I've never been a celebrity. But why become famous? Why want the need to become famous and then want the need of privacy?
I think because when you have children, these children need a normal life.
Mm.
And they don't get that if their families are in complete and utter limelight. And I think that's where Adele comes from. She doesn't want her child to be exposed to the vile creatures that are out there that will abuse her child for the way they look or the way they act.
Mm.
Like, you know, he's got long hair. Someone could make a really nasty comment about it. So she's told the public, I don't want pictures to be taken of my child.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair enough. She's not saying privacy for her life.
Privacy
for her family.
Yeah. I guess that kid's going to be one of the biggest cotton ball kids going.
Oh yeah, it's, you know, all his photos online are all blurred. His face is blurred. Because I think it's the same for a lot of celebrities. They don't want their child to be automatically becoming famous.
Yeah,
because they have a connection to a famous person.
Yeah, there's a comedian called Catherine Ryan. You probably don't know her. She has a daughter, and like no one knows what the daughter looks like.
No, I think that's a good way of being a parent. It's a lot of hard work, but you know, I think it's the way you have to be if you want to protect your child.
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing it out there. We are now live on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Apple have their own podcast platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we tried to when we first.
It's not available yet in Google Play Store. I have researched. It's not available in the UK yet, but once it's available, we'll upload on there. We will be uploading our other 2 episodes onto Soundcloud, so they'll be on our podcasts on Spotify and podcasts for Apple as well.
Yeah, so we're trying to cover all boards.
I think YouTube is
probably going to be the main guy though.
He will be the main guy, but we want to get to as many platforms as possible to gain this viewing. So once we stop using SoundCloud so much, we've got the viewing to come to YouTube because YouTube's the easiest platform to access.
Yeah. Well, you never know that maybe some of the social media platforms will have their own podcast section.
Well, Twitter does, but it's really hard to get any followings really on Twitter.
I thought Twitter was one of the easiest ones.
It is, but it's hard to get the momentum.
I never knew they actually had a podcast. That's probably why you can't get momentum on there, because no one knows about it.
Well, you have to use a lot of hashtags, don't you? Like podcasters and...
hashtags maybe cringe a little bit.
Yeah, but you have to do it on Twitter to get a wider audience.
Yeah.
Like, as you know, I've used one hashtag and we've got over 3,000 impressions on a tweet because it's widened our audience.
Yeah, well, when we upload a YouTube video, there's tags, which essentially is a hashtag. Each tag will run into an algorithm. So every time someone searches for that tag, our video will essentially come up on the search.
Have you searched a tag and seen how far it is on the list?
No.
We should do that.
I think essentially what we need to do is just research to what tags we need to
Use.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, actually, while we're talking, I might upload the episode that should have gone out, or when this comes out, last week. Because Liam...
I forgot, sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, I've been practising some, my uni. Yeah, I know I need to swap. But I've been editing a bit more to practice on one of my uni projects. So I might show you that. Not on the podcast, or if you want on the podcast, I don't mind. This podcast isn't really structured, is it?
No, we haven't got... I think we're going to
just wing it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say wing it. We're going to use our hearty comment.
Yeah, so I think while I...
Should we have a little comment on Brexit?
You can lead that one if you want.
To be quite honest with you, I feel really sorry for Theresa May. I think her MPs have absolutely failed her. This is the only option we've got. And the other alternatives that she's given, which were very good alternatives, like not leaving, going to customs kind of deal, a Brexit deal, alternative one, or revoke Article 50, and there was no majority on them, and there was no majority on a Brexit deal. So which way do they want to go? It seems to me that they're failing their constituents, and they're also failing their country by not following their Prime Minister. And the DUP are an absolute joke. They're a vile political party, and I don't think the Conservatives should have joined up with them. They are abortion haters. I'm not going to get into that conversation because it's very mixed views, but I think everyone should have the right to what they do to their own body. It's one of them things. I think we shouldn't stamp out people's lives, because a lot of the times that is the only option that they've got, and they haven't even got the option to abort disabled babies and stuff. Do you know what I mean? They've got no chance of survival, but the only way they can do it is by coming to the UK. The British land. So obviously Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but they don't have the same laws or infrastructures as us. So it's a little bit different. And I think they are failing their people too. It's sad. I find it very disgusting. No religion should have any say in what people can do with their bodies. We don't, religion does not own that person.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Getting choked up.
Yeah. Not upset or anything, it's just a bit dusty in the air. When I say dusty, I mean it's probably clammy or something.
What is there, mate? I won't really listen, to be honest. I was too busy doing this.
You can listen afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you want to talk about?
We need to find a quirky article, don't we?
Yeah.
So what is your opinion on Theresa May?
I think she should pray at the moment. Everyone's ripping into her.
There's no options. She's got no options whatsoever. She's sitting there like a loose cannon. So let's talk about these stabbings, shall we? Because there's been a lot of kind of news outcasting with this stabbings in the UK and worldwide.
Yeah.
And I did a Facebook post the other day where I said that people should stop moaning about Brexit and start concentrating on the real issues in society. And we've seen a real peak in violence with knives, and it needs to be stamped out. We are living in a life now where we are scared to go out at night because we don't know if someone's going to be around the corner with a knife.
With an increase of knife crime, more people are actually carrying knives.
Let's be honest, you always assume when you're going out, you've got something in your pocket that you could use as a weapon. It's not classed as a weapon. Like, for me,
A key.
I'd use my key.
Yeah.
Because it might not be sharp, but if you drag it sort of across someone's skin, it's going to hurt enough for them to say, and you can fucking run away as quickly as possible, can't you?
Yeah.
That's the way I think, so.
I think you just need to be aware of your surroundings, to be honest.
Yeah, you need to be aware of who's behind you, what your viewing of these people are,
Yeah.
and what you think, if they're a danger to you or not. And try and keep it in open spaces, with places where you can bang if anything else is said or done.
Yeah, just, if, let's say you're walking home and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, just make sure you're in light.
Yeah, where you can scream. Never scream anything, just scream fire, and you'll always get an answer from that.
Fire?
Yeah. Even the police advise that. Scream fire.
Because everyone's going to be nosy.
Yeah. You've got all eyes on then, haven't you?
What's that term? Rubbernecking?
Yeah. You need to get people's attention, don't you?
Yeah. I think you just need to be alert if you can, and you are walking home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you're walking with someone, or make sure that you're always on the phone with someone.
Well, they advise you not to be on the phone because it takes your kind of awareness off what's going on around you.
Well, if you're on the phone and someone hears you get attacked, you can. It's like, oh, Liam, I'm blah blah here, help me, and obviously you'll send help, won't you? But if you haven't got your phone on you, and it's away and you're walking, I don't think
It's why I find that Apple Watches and things are really well designed, because you only have to hold that button in and swipe emergency services, and then it sends your location out to the people on your emergency contacts.
Yeah. And
it calls the police, it calls the emergency services straight away, and you'll get asked if it's an emergency, and if you can't talk, press 5.
Yeah.
It's a true story. And then they send police to you straight away, because Apple Watches have GPS, they'll send the location straight to the emergency services as well.
Yeah. Just be aware, man, that's all I can say.
So we've got this article here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Florida man believed he was half man, half dog during fatal attack, doctor says. Do you want to read the article?
Well, I was going to upload this video. Just shows how much of a mess this episode's going to be. Stuart Fla, in parentheses AP, a forensic psychologist, says a former college student believed he was half dog, half man, when he fatally attacked a man and a woman at their home and was found biting one of their faces.
Oh, great.
So what do you reckon he was on?
Probably some kind of hallucinogen, like LSD or something.
I think it's tinted crack. Honest to God.
Well, wouldn't he have had a drug test?
Don't know. I've only read the first paragraph. We've only just read this one. Pick this one rather. The Palm Beach Post reports Dr. Philip Resnick made the conclusion in a 38-page mental health report released this weekend by Martin County State Attorney's Office. Investigators say that they found Austin Haroff, now 22, biting John Stevens' face while making growling noises on August 15, 2016. Resnick's report says the fact that it's Haroff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Haroff persisted in biting Stevens in the presence of the police officer, in spite of threats of being shot, being tased, and receiving multiple kicks to the head, suggests that Mr. Hoff was actively psychotic. Oh wow.
So he's a psycho then?
Yeah.
Obviously, because you don't bite someone's face off, do you? When you're completely sane.
There's gotta be some involvement with drugs.
Just people are just like that though, aren't they, sometimes? Where they think there's something they're not.
But there has to be some sort of trigger, right?
Not necessarily. People can be born like that.
Yeah, but what... When he woke up that day, what made him think, oh, you know what?
There is a trigger
That Stevens guy's gonna have it.
there is sometimes triggers, like what, someone could be in their garden and look at them funny and it'll just trigger off a complete psychotic break. It can be something they say, even just the way their body is standing.
Yeah.
It's weird. The people with psychological issues.
Just imagine, I don't know where the article doesn't say where this guy was. But
Florida?
Was it Florida?
Florida man.
It doesn't mention what time of day, does
He's
it?
been held in the county jail from... he's transported by detectives to the Martin County Jail from St Mary's Hospital in Stuart, Florida, October 3rd, 2016. So this was released on the 29th of March, 2019, this report. So it's took them 3 years to make any kind of judgment of, why he did it.
I think because it was fatal, wasn't it? It was a fatal attack.
Yeah. Well, it says that his attorney is preparing on his sanity defence. Well, he's going to win. Because what kind of sane person would bite someone's face off in, a few steps away from being shot? You wouldn't, would you, if you were sane? So I really hope that he does get the mental help that he needs, because nobody that's normal would do that to somebody. I believe people that murder have usually got a psychological issue.
Sorry, I've just messed up.
What do you mean?
I forgot to put the tags. Karen, what was you saying? Sorry.
I think most people with psychological issues, without psychological issues, murderers usually have a psychological issue.
Yeah.
And I don't think that someone that's sane could actually murder someone purposely. Do you know what I mean? I think it's totally impossible. I couldn't murder somebody.
I think that's one reason why I enjoy watching murder documentaries or crime documentaries. I want to get to the reason, or get to the main point as to why they want to do that.
Mm. Why would someone want to traffic children?
Well, it's obviously, I wouldn't want to say it, but they do it for financial gain.
But there's got to be some kind of root reason, other than just liking to have sex with children, or selling children for sexual gratification. Can't be all down to money. There's got to be something seriously wrong with you to know that you are inflicting, imminent danger and
it's mental and physical
deficits towards these people. These people are going to have social deficits for the rest of their life because of that.
Yeah.
And do you not think that would play on somebody's mind if they were sane?
Yeah.
They're very clearly not. I couldn't hurt anyone. I think it's vile. I can physically hurt somebody purposely.
I've wanted to throw you through a window once.
Well, I think everyone has the urge to do stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But in your mind that you wouldn't do it because it's not right.
Yeah.
We have that judgment. We have that voice in our head that tells us no.
But when you decided to put your foot through Gina's bedside, I don't think you had that option, did you?
But I've never done it to anybody's face or anything, have I?
Yeah.
I've never actually touched somebody physically.
You have. You bottled me. So
with a plastic bottle.
That was half full. And you seem to think that I said something, and I didn't.
Well,
did I?
We all know I have psychological issues.
Yeah, I was literally on my phone for 5 minutes. We weren't speaking. Caitlin was there. And next thing I know, I've got this...
You painted me out to be a really violent, horrible person. I didn't do it purposely to hurt you.
Oh, so you had a body twitch then?
Yeah.
You didn't do it purposely to hit me? Oh. I don't want to... Oh, that makes me want to throw at me. That stinks.
I don't know yet. Oh, you drunk.
Do you know what? You're the only person that I want to physically hurt.
Oh, God, we need to report you.
Edit that out. Oh, I'm joking.
It's psychological.
No, you're psychotic, mate.
I am not. How dare you? I'm perfectly sane.
I was perfectly sane when you bottled me, Liam.
Oh, with a plastic
reason.
bottle.
But honest to God, when you did it, I think I had a psychotic break. I've never seen you so scared in my life.
Oh, have you read this? The Telegraph are reporting the police to be given hugely effective stop and search powers as Home Secretary overturns Theresa May's reforms. Shadid David, Javid or whatever his name is to give police hugely effective stop and search powers to tackle the growing menace of knife crime. Do you know, I really can see this coming. Within the next 10 years,
Yeah.
we will see British police having firearms as a normal kind of thing. Not just armed police. I think every police officer will be armed in the UK.
Well, when I commute to Birmingham, there's always armed police at New Street. You can see that because it's, you know, the centre of a major city.
Yeah.
But living in an area that's not so, I guess, central and popular, it's definitely weird when you go into the city and you essentially, before cadets I had never seen a gun before, and to see it, you're like, oh man.
Do you know there are
It's
a lot
quite
of
intimidating.
people blame social websites and gaming as a problem that's causing this violence. But what about murderers like Fred West and Myra Hindley and Ian Brady and all them people that committed the worst crimes that have ever been seen on UK soil? Was games around then like that? Was TV around then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where is this stemming from?
No,
I think it stems from people that have got psychological issues and the poisoning of TVs.
well, the bigger argument in crime documentaries is nature versus nurture. You'll find that a lot of murderers have like an odd connection with their parents or don't have any connection with their parents. So they source affection from different
I think it was
ways.
Fred West that was abused by his parents.
I think the majority.
And Ian Brady, I think they both were.
Yeah.
And I think their wives took advantage of that and it played out their sick fantasies.
Yeah.
And I've watched a few very interesting documentaries on them. And their stories are sad, but it really does not give them an excuse to do that to any person whatsoever.
Yeah.
I find it disgusting. So, I find it quite interesting talking about things that are connected to our society, because I find that social websites and TVs haven't poisoned me. So what's the excuse for these other people?
Obviously, they do have some psychological issues, but there have been a lot of murder cases or cases along that line due to influence.
And
But it's having that level of sanity as well.
I just want to, and if you notice, switching up a little bit, that most of the famous murderers come from between 60s and 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Born in.
I've just, while Liam was talking about politics, I typed in Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you know who he is?
He's a famous murderer, isn't he? Cannibalism.
Yeah, I think he was gay. And, he was a very famous cannibal, essentially. Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yep, he died in, I believe, 1994.
He's 34?
Yeah. Coincidence. He died from a homicide.
Oh, he got murdered?
Yeah.
But you'll find, though, that these people have lived very sad lives. And I did not know this till the other day. There are several schizophrenia disorders. Who killed him?
He was killed in a prison.
Oh, it's alright then.
So Jeffrey Dahmer was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms.
You know, is that before the death penalty coming in the UK, in the US?
I think the death penalty's been around for a long time in the US.
Was it?
Yeah, the death penalty's been around
So I
Hanging
don't
was-
agree with the death penalty, I don't.
Lynching was stopped in, I believe, the early 1900s.
What was lynching?
Or the 20th century.
What's lynching? Is that whipping?
A hanging.
Oh, okay. That's only Western countries, though. It still happens in...
But there's still a death penalty in America. I know there's a...
By lethal injection, isn't it?
Yeah. But they
Or
don't...
electric chair.
I don't think they do electric chair anymore. I think it's just a lethal injection. But I think there's a... I think they're trying to remove that, actually.
Yeah, because the company said that they weren't going to supply the drug now, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which is, isn't it an overdose of potassium?
I don't know what it is, but they sedate them, and then they obviously put in the injections. But they don't want to do it anymore because they can't work out the right measurement of what they should put into the person. So essentially, these people are dying a very, very painful and slow death, and it's quite sad actually because I think I watched a documentary where they actually play one of the executions. And it's essentially this guy.
He's convulsing.
He's strapped to a table, and his parents or his family's right in front of him because the family can watch it.
Yeah.
And he's in this like clinically white room, and there's a doctor, and there's like these 4 vials that he presses down slowly. And this guy is like, there's supposed to be some sort of like local anaesthetic or something, and I don't think he had enough anaesthetic, and then there wasn't enough, poison. So this guy is just like shaking. He could feel everything. There wasn't enough for him to die, and they just rushed the family out.
Do they?
Yeah. It's,
They got sued for that, didn't they?
yeah. There's been many cases of it. But yeah, let's go back to Jeffrey Dahmer. So Jeffrey Dahmer was sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms. Imagine that. For the murders of 17 men and boys in Milwaukee area between 1978 and 1991. Dahmer had sex with the corpses of his victims and kept the body parts of others, and some of which he even ate.
Oh God.
So essentially, he was, I think he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, or he's a schizophrenic type. So yeah, he was a cannibal and necromancy, but he was a very charming looking man.
I would say so, would you?
I don't know.
I'd like to see the documentaries of it though.
He reminds me of a teacher though.
It reminds me of Ted Bundy a bit.
Ted Bundy?
Yeah. He's not a famous murderer.
I know, but I don't know what he looks like. Oh, he was known as the Charmer, actually.
Yeah. If you read his story, that's an interesting story.
It's weird because serial killers are known as these Charmers. Because they used to play.
He's a necrophile as well.
Yeah.
Caused by electrocution.
Theodore Robert Bundy was an American serial killer, kidnap, rapist, burglar.
Burglar.
That's it. Okay.
And
necrophile who assaulted and murdered numerous young women.
And
girls. During the 1970s. It's weird because 1970s was a very scary time in US history.
In countries everywhere, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 30 plus victims. America seemed to have a lot of very nasty people.
Yeah, Scorpio as well.
Was it Scorpio?
Yep, he has a daughter actually, Rose Bundy. God, imagine being the...
You wouldn't want to be related, would you, to be honest?
The daughter of a serial killer.
It's quite a scary thought. I'd hate to be even associated with him. I think I'd change my name. And even my appearance. Could you imagine though, going to an interview and saying your name was Rose Bundy, and they search up the Bundy name and the dad comes up to the top, parent of Rose Bundy, they wouldn't employ you, would they?
No.
They think you'd be psychologically damaged or, something along them lines.
I think he was actually married. Yeah, he was. He was married to a lady called Carol Ann Boone.
You're not a murderer?
No, I don't think
That
so.
really surprises me because they usually do it, and then the pinnacle end of their spree will be the person that they really wanted to hurt, which would probably be the wife or the child.
So she knew he was a serial killer?
Did she know it?
Yeah. Boone and Bundy married each other whilst the serial killer stood trial for the murder of a 12-year-old girl.
Oh great, that's disgusting.
Ted Bundy's heinous crimes are set to be revisited as later.
Yeah, we need to watch that.
the Ted Bundy tapes. I think I watched about 2, and it's just so eerie. The level of cockiness to a serial killer.
Because he knew he could get away with it.
Yeah. So essentially, his ex-wife Boone was a twice divorced mother of 2 who was working at the Washington State Department of Emergency Services.
Oh, so she dealt with vulnerable people as well.
Yeah, just imagine getting looked after.
I bet she lost the job.
I hope so. So they met in 1974, summer of 1974. She was quoted as saying, "I liked Ted immediately. We hit it off well. He struck me as being a rather shy person with a lot of more going on under the surface. Murder.
Yeah.
That was on the surface. Under the surface than that was on the surface, okay. He certainly was more dignified and restrained than more...
So he was very controlled, that's why he knew.
Yeah. It's weird because serial killers have this like weird...
Don't they look very similar, don't they, serial killers?
It's all in the eyes, mate. It's all
Yeah.
in the eyes. Tell if someone's whacked, murder-wise. It wasn't until 1979 the pair started to get close.
Did she know that?
I'm trying to find it now. So this is what happened to her apparently. Having stood by Bundy and her belief that he was innocent, Boone was left heartbroken when he confessed to his crimes during his time in prison.
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken that he murdered 30 plus men,
Women.
women and girls. As a result, they split in 1986. By the time Bundy died in 1989, Boone had reportedly moved back to Washington and wanted nothing more to do with the situation.
I'm surprised. Not surprised.
There have been unconfirmed reports that Boone passed away at the age of 58 in 2005.
Oh. Well, she didn't know then. I'm glad, really, because I don't think you class yourself as a nurse or anything if you can sit back and allow someone to do that to very innocent people. We need to watch that.
But I think I have some sympathy towards the woman.
Yeah.
Because knowing that a serial killer can be very manipulative.
Yeah, manipulative.
Yeah, manipulated, whatever. She was probably just under his own charm.
Yes, and I think I'm right in saying it. He probably wanted to kill her. That would be his end game. But he was caught.
Jack the Ripper.
He was meant to be a postman, wasn't he?
Yeah. Obviously Jack the Ripper is a very well known...
And still not identified.
He was apparently identified as a Polish man.
Well, you can get that from DNA though. They don't actually know. But you could probably kind of guess when he died if he went quiet. They don't even know when he was born.
So Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer generally believed to have been active in the largely impoverished areas in and around the Whitechapel district of London in 1988.
1888.
I can't even stop remembering numbers. 1888. In both the criminal case files and contemporary journalistic accounts, the killer was called the Whitechapel Murderer and leather apron.
Why was he seen wearing an apron?
He was believed to be a barber, but
Yeah,
essentially...
but he could have been a pathologist or anything. Because they said he had very access knowledge to organs and stuff.
I think he's either a barber or a butcher. Actually,
How many people did you think he died? He killed, sorry.
I think it's 6. And they were all prostitutes, I believe. But
He must have had some kind of hate towards women.
So, should we see? So, the large number of attacks against women in the East End during the time adds uncertainty to how many victims were killed by the same person. 11 separate murders stretching from 3rd of April 1888 to the 13th of February. So this lasted... So 1891, so this lasted a good 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Were included in the in a London Metropolitan Police Service investigation where were known collectives in police docket as Whitechapel murders.
Do you know, I think he probably killed all them people, you know. But it just got considerably worse over time because he got more and more, like, confident with doing it.
Yeah.
Because you see that on so many crime shows where serial killers will start, you know, just killing them normally. Let's just say normally. But then it goes to extreme to the end where they cut their eyes out and slash their throat and degut them and eat their fucking liver.
It slowly escalates, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get
You get the breaking point where they go for someone very close to home.
oh yeah, I think they get that some sort of enjoyment. So the opinions vary as to whether these murders should be linked to the same culprit, but 5 of the 11 Whitechapel murders, known as the Conical Five, are widely to be believed to be the work of Jack the Ripper. So the correlation between these Conical Five were the deep throat slashes, abdominal and genital area mutilation, and the removal of internal organs.
They think that he ate their organs.
Oh God.
See, it says progressive facial mutilation as the distinguished features of the Ripper modus operandi or something like that. But somebody can start off being very simple.
You mean this one? Okay. So.
Didn't someone survive?
Oh, I don't think. No, I don't think
Nobody
so.
survived.
No.
It's very unusual, that.
So the Conical Five, or the famous Conical Five, are Mary Ann Nichols, Anne Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. I'm not going to read out what they.
Why were they out so late then?
Most of them. Some were murdered on the doorstep. Some were murdered in their bed.
Oh, it's very unusual.
Yeah.
So he trespassed.
Yeah. I think it's a very gory subject, but there is actually, because this was in the Victorian age and photography was just coming in, pictures of the actual murders. Just types in. They were all in relatively the same
So
area.
they've named
as well.
11 people there.
So yeah, this was one of the victims. Elizabeth Stride, all
Mangled.
yeah. But yeah, some were found in the bed.
That must have been a very scary time.
Yeah. Just being a woman, imagine.
God, that's real mutilation.
Yeah, we don't suggest searching these because these are not, you know,
They're not child friendly. Let's put it like
they're
that.
not friendly at all.
Are these reconstructions? Yeah, recreations?
Those were, yeah.
God, you can see the damage done. That is awful. He's literally cut their legs off almost.
Yeah.
And the whole torso. He's degutted them. And the face mutilations as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he killed men, but it just wasn't documented.
So this is the main area that he actually. So you see how they're quite close knit.
Yeah, he must have lived in that area.
Yeah. And it was never daytime killings, which you'll find anyway with most murders. They were always, you know, in the night. I do believe that the majority were prostitutes.
Yeah.
So.
Look at that there, that recreation.
That one.
Yeah, you can kind of see what kind of hatred he had towards these women in general.
Yeah. So just ugly, heinous crimes. I just don't understand how someone can, you know.
Do that to somebody.
Yeah.
I know. They must have some kind of psychological issue as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prostitute's price.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be an interesting documentary to watch. Of what happened and how it happened.
There's many documentaries about the actual case.
Yeah. Shall we leave it there then?
Yeah.
I think this has been an interesting podcast, considering we haven't.
We've gone from Billie Eilish new album to Brexit.
Yeah.
The
Serial
struggles
killers.
of the struggles of uploading.
Yeah.
Videos on schedule, Liam.
Yeah.
And then serial killers. How morbidly wonderful.
They are interesting though.
It's a weird science behind it. I want to understand why.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever understand the real reasons why these people do this. Because, there's medications out there that can stop people doing that.
Yeah.
And I think we just need to be aware of what's going on now. And I think doctors need to put a lot of pressure. And I think they do, and that's why we don't see much of it anymore. Because these people know there's help there. They're not going to be locked into a loony hole.
I think there's a lot of stigma.
There used to be. Like, you'd be locked in an asylum.
Oh yeah.
And they'd have an electric pad spot on your head.
I mean, we'll have to talk about this next week.
Yeah,
But
the treatments that used to be used.
if women used to stand up to a man, she'd be classed as like a...
An outcast. Yeah.
No, just a crazy woman.
Yeah, and she'd be locked up.
Yeah. And eventually, she would become just completely crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll talk about that next week.
I'll
make a point. I'll actually make a note of that because that'll be an interesting subject.
I think it's goodbye from us then.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Everybody. Check out Billie Eilish's new video. It's pretty sick. New album.
Bye.
Bye.